Thank you. First of all, there's been a lot of mentioning moon. Indeed, we are on the moon, but I'd like to just add, it's maybe hard to find, but I would like to remind what Kennedy said. It's not we are going to the moon because it's easy, but because it's hard. And I think this is also where we are standing right now in terms of our defense and how we as a society can improve our safety. So I'm really honored that we as a technical university have an opportunity to host this event this year. And I would like to address some of the issues which are related to role of technologies, obviously, since we are the Riga Technical University, in security and safety. But I would like to also mention that technologies, of course, is just a part of our defense system, and I'm honored that this forum also brings together engineering scientists and also social and political scientists. I think this is a unique opportunity for us as well. So I would like to start with the very simple statement that our history and human life have been full of uncertainties, ups and downs, and even in the beginning of 21st century, it started boldly, but with advent of Second World War, it made our life even worse. Then technological development always advanced and never stopped since the beginning of 20th century, and continuing today with a higher pace. So the technologies are actually altering our society, how it operates. Just a little bit going back to the history in the UK, the engines and railways replaced the cars and trails between Liverpool and Manchester in 1930. Such transformation has been very uncomfortable for the horse owners. But logistic advancement drove industrial revolution and manufacturing, as well as open new paths to the new industries. In fact, it was been also very relevant for our university because we are established in 1862. And one of the reasons why Polytech, in those days it was called Polytech, was established actually was exactly to help support city growth with preparing new scientists and engineers mostly. So if you go back into 20th century beginning and you go to US, Henry Ford opened the first assembly line that cut the manufacturing time from 12 hours to 1. For one vehicle, which is in 1913. This innovation allowed for company to build cars and scale to the society level, which is providing more mobility to the families. And moreover, it allowed to offer 5-day workload to the industry employers and profit sharing, which is quite unique. Actually, I had a chance to be there, and it was the way how these cars were assembled was really amazing, because basically were assembled like a Lego, so you can almost everyone could put it together, and then after 5 years you get your car, which is, I think, is quite motivating. Hope we could do something like this now, right? So the economist actually predicted the insolvency for Ford Motor Company, but it never happened. Actually, the opposite happened. Henry Ford reinforced the whole manufacturing industry and the cooperation among the latest days. So then we go to the Britain. The first televised broadcast happened between Britain and the United States in 1925. And so we were able to see the first human face pictures. A few decades ahead, in 1930 and 1970, television was reshaping economical and political future of Europe. Northerners traveled to holidays to South, colorful marketing campaigns from America infused European market, hippies and Protestants could share experience among police oppression from Prague Spring, for example. The first mobile call by Marty Cooper in New York took place in 1973. The same year, global oil crisis shocked the world, and in a decade since 1984, actually, to the around that period, the Motorola made the first mobile phone available for the global market. But the car manufacturer no longer created something that was just joyful, but also energy efficient. So today we see, electrical cars dominating the market, and this invention reshaped the physical communication properties, allowing real-time conversation and geographical irrelevance. On June 2007, I think many of you remember this, Steve Jobs released the first iPhone, a communication tool that allowed for not just calls, but SMS from small devices, but also it allows to utilize internet, an application of tailored individual needs. So this actually was a huge disruption for communication industry, which was, the first phones like Nokia entered the market, but nowadays everyone is using this device, which actually allows to, when you run, if you compare to the 1970s, something, the amount of data what we are processing is equal to the data which was actually used for moonshot. And of course, if you look at the future, that I think very important is just recent happening, what we experience today is of course artificial intelligence. So two innovators of United States and United Kingdom, Mustafa Sulaim with a DeepMind and Sam Altman with a ChatGPT have performed the processing information and technology outbreak, actually, creating artificial intelligence available to everyone, and it has been reshaping our today's, and it will shape also our future. So I think this is just a small kind of look into what happened in the past, but I think what is very important that with the rapid advancement of technologies and the accelerating process of information, we are entering the post-human world in such system that we actually create ourselves are increasingly deciding for us. Moreover, what once appears as a predominant non-military technology, it's now going into the military applications heavily, and the questions about human mind and its capacity for ethical, cognitive, and political adaptation is important. So what we see today is there's been a huge move also of these technologies into the military applications. All military structures will have close monitor development in the private sector. So there's a strong relationship between the private and the military sector right now. And that small states such Latvia must perceive innovation and scientific discovery as a mandatory component that can define outcome of conflicts and wars and offset the limits of constrained endowments. So the choice to take only that resides on the shelf of military communities has been accustomed to operate and might be luxury for only few powers. Now it falls into the masses. The small states, however, cannot simply afford approach and engage in procurement race and most advanced technologies, but also like technological advancements in past can use them as an economical advantage. So if by 1940 there was no need to large-scale investment to equip our army, then quality of soldiers defined outcome of contemporary wars. The First World War, the military requirements for infantry to be equipped with mostly universal, fundamental, simple tools like rifle, coat, and spade. The more importance was attached to the number of natural obstacles and territory gains. Now it's changed. If you look at the war in Ukraine, it suggests that soldiers must remain outstanding in their military capabilities by also embracing technological knowledge suitable for the battle missions. This year, together with the Ministry of Defense, we organized the drone summit, and I had the opportunity to talk to some of the Ukrainians, what they say is that they're able to deploy a technology within 6 weeks, which is amazing. I mean, if you think about the life cycle of technologies, this has never been like this, and this is something I think we can use as also we have to take into account as a scientist and the private sector, which of course this kind of crisis pushing us to develop technologies more rapidly. So just to conclude, I would like to emphasize the security side of our communities and our past experience given rather sound certainty. Science and innovation will shape outcome of the future. So therefore the universities, like our universities and other science university, should be part of this cooperation and be part of defending our future. So to conclude, I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the Friedrich-Ebert-Stiftung for supporting this initiative, Latvian Institute of International Affairs and Latvian Transatlantic Organization for their close cooperation with Riga Technical University. We are really honored to have it, and of course organizing this event where we have an opportunity to hold it and make it interesting. Thank you, and have a good meeting.